Sometime in the year 2000, the US military realised that soldiers liked to play video games, and this gave them an idea. What if a games console could be used to train them in the art of combat? Hello, welcome back to the Retro Shed. Now, in 2004, publisher THQ, along with developer Pandemic Studios, released a squad-based third-person shooter for the original Xbox, also on the PS2 and Windows PCs. But this was not your ordinary shooter by a long shot.
Only one kind of soldier is prepared for Mount. He is a full-spectrum warrior.
Full Spectrum Warrior is a game where you give instructions to two four-man fire teams, Alpha and Bravo team. Each soldier has differing skills and weapons to make the complete fire team. This all sounds like pretty standard military stuff, right? However, here's where the game differs. You don't directly control the members of the team like you would, for example, if this was Ghost Recon or other games of that type. Instead, you issue commands to each fire team using a position cursor and a set of instructions via a menu-driven system. Now, you can tell each fire team where to go, where to take cover, when to lay down suppressing fire, when to target a specific enemy, or when to call for a recon flight to populate your GPS map. Also, when to use varying weapons and tactics. Now, this is not really a game for COD fans at all, as there is little point in running into a battle with all your guns blazing. Your team will end up dead, and pretty quickly. Now, cover is absolutely essential, and so are tactics. You need to think about almost every step you make as you move from cover to cover, because you have absolutely no idea where the enemies are going to appear from as they react to you, or where shots and RPGs are going to come flying from.
Got one over here.
So where did the idea for this game originally come from? Well, here's a little background on the story. Apparently, so the story goes, this all came about after some general watched the 1987 movie Predator and was so impressed with our alien friend's use of thermal and tracking technology, he thought to himself, well, why do our boys not have things like that? This led to the creation of the Institute for Creative Technologies that was formed in 1999 with funding from the US Army. One of its roles was to investigate and advance the use of simulation technology and VR for use in training soldiers. Instead of using expensive technology, however, they decided to focus the project on games consoles, namely the PS2 and the newly released Xbox, which were not only cheap, they were very, very powerful. There was also the added benefit that their soldiers liked to play with these consoles, so it was a win-win situation. Now, in 2000, a project was started at the ICT called C4, and this involved Sony's Imageworks and Pandemic Studios. The thinking behind this was, can a games company make a product that could actually help with military training? Now, the software designers actually visited Fort Benning US Army Base so that the team could get a feel for genuine tactics and watch real training maneuvers. Interestingly, this project was originally going to be set in Eastern Europe, but after the events of 9/11 and the invasion of Iraq, the game was redesigned to be set in the Middle East. Now, the software name was changed in 2001 to C-Force, and eventually renamed to become Full Spectrum Warrior in 2003, which relates to the military program of training its soldiers to be flexible and adaptable to a wide range of operational scenarios. Now, this all sounds pretty cool, right? But back in 2003, first-person shooters were all the rage, so you had the likes of Halo, Call of Duty, Medal of Honor, etc. So, how do you exactly go about selling the idea of a game with a totally third-person viewpoint and you don't actually directly control or shoot anyone? Now, the aim of this game is avoidance rather than to go and seek out conflict, which is the exact opposite to what most gamers want from a modern shooter. It's a fine line to develop an accurate and realistic military shooting game, but you need to inject the correct amount of excitement and puzzle solving to keep the majority of video gamers interested at all. But it worked. The game was released in 2004, and at E3 the game was awarded Best Original Game and also Best Simulation Game. Edge magazine awarded it 8 out of 10, and so did Eurogamer. Considering this game started its life as a research project and ended up being released to a wider audience to play, it's worth going to look it up for that alone. It really is good fun, if you can put up with the frustration levels of getting killed a lot. Here's a look at Full Spectrum Warrior on the original Xbox.
Alpha, move out!
Attention, Bravo! Fire Team Bravo, move out, let's go!
Okay, this is the first mission on Full Spectrum Warrior on the original Xbox, and
Bravo, move!
that cursor you can see there, we're focused on Bravo Team at the moment, and that cursor that you can see on moving around moves the squad into a particular position. And as you'll see when they get to that corner look, they'll peek round and tell you and warn you if there's any enemies around.
Fire Team Bravo, move!
Now, I'm hoping the audio's alright actually on this voiceover, because this video's a bit late coming out because I broke the mic. Well, I broke the mic. The boom mic holder in the shed, so I've had to fix that before doing this voiceover, so hopefully it sounds okay.
Alpha, listen, get moving!
Right, here we are. Alpha Team have spotted their first enemy. Hiding over there. What I'm going to try and do is carefully move Bravo Team round to flank the guy. And as in real life, if you step out into the open, chances are you're going to get shot, so I'm carefully moving Bravo Team now from cover to cover. And I'm going to try and get them round the side. There you go, there's one enemy there, so we'll... So I'm setting a fire zone there.
Point fire now. Seeking view.
I've not played this for ages actually, so all that fire they're putting down, as you can see, is not very effective. They're not hitting the guy, because he keeps ducking in and out of cover. Those little shields above their heads, you can see they're on the right, tell you that they are actually in cover and they're not going to get shot. And if you notice, there's a shield above the enemy as well. Now I'm going to do a really stupid manoeuvre now. I'm going to get Bravo Team to run out into the open, but I'm setting a fire sector look with that circle, so what they're going to do, they're going to run up that alleyway towards the enemy whilst maintaining fire, which is not a good manoeuvre because they're all out in the open, look. And any one of them could get shot at any moment. Still a shield above the enemy's head though, so he's in good cover. And there you go, one of my guys just got shot and down. So, there's a lesson learned. What I did there, I exposed my team to open fire, and one of them's dead as a result, so... not good tactics there. So, what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to lob a grenade over.
Frag out! We gotta get that guy somewhere safe.
Right, so that's him down. There must have been an easier way, but because I've not played this for so long, I can't quite remember
Give it a second. Pick up the sergeant.
to
Shit,
play it.
Can't last much longer. Yes, sir.
So Bravo Team have got somebody down.
Still breathing.
Which is going to be a bit of a burden on them now, as it actually would. It's not like Call of Duty where you can just grab a medical pack or whatever and get the medic to heal him.
Target over here. Give me some point fire. Yes. Tango down. Fire Team Alpha, listen. Move my direction.
So as you can see, he just ran out from nowhere, that enemy did, and that happens quite a bit in this game. You can, I suppose in real life, you can look at your sectors and you can't see an enemy, but as you start to move, the enemy will react to you moving. So sometimes you'll have enemies just pop out of nowhere and just run right in front of you, which obviously isn't good. So you do have to be careful when moving your squad from position to position.
Team Alpha, get going, move! Nothing that way. All clear.
We need to drop this dude off.
Fire team
And you'll find sometimes when moving that cursor around, you'll notice it changes shape depending on the object that you're actually moving to. So the guys will stack up dependent if they're up against a wall, if you put them against a truck or a car or something. As you can see there, we've only got three circles left, which tells us one of our men is down. And as you can see there, look, he's being carried.
Hey, Bravo. Heads up, Alpha.
So I've got all the guys to the first RV point. They will now be given new orders and a new objective.
Sergeant?
Everything's gonna be okay.
Wait.
In the army, they see the world, they say. Alpha team. Suppression
So here's a
fire.
suppression fire order. So these guys are just going to lay down some suppression fire. So what I can do is move Bravo team into a more effective position, and they're liable not to get shot at because Alpha team are suppressing the target. So Bravo team can now leg it, and hopefully they won't get shot.
Swapping out.
And we can get those guys into a better position to deal with that chap there. So I'll just lob a frag over because he has got his head down. It actually looked like Alpha team took the target out because the grenade exploded after he died, so luckily that was an end of a segment, otherwise I would have lost 4 men then, running into a grenade like that.
Targets look like ants on spilled soda, Charlie 90.
Focus,
Over.
Bravo. Head over there.
Target over here.
Agreed.
Got one over
Find
here.
another route. Got a target
So now we've
over
got
here.
multiple targets, things are getting a bit dangerous. So
Fire.
we're going to have to use both fire teams together very carefully here to take these targets out.
That does it. Headed back to base. Over.
That would be a kill.
Hey, Bravo. Hey, Bravo. Move. Got a target over here.
So what I'm doing there, I'm carefully moving them into position whilst maintaining fire. And again, that's a risky move, but it looks like I got away with it.
Hell if I'm gonna fucking sit here and get shot.
What I'm doing now is going to try and target a 203 grenade over at that guy there.
Grenade out.
Not effective, but it has made him run for cover. And obviously the enemy on the left's got an RPG, so this could get very dangerous very quick. Really, I'm not sure whether I should be engaging these guys or just getting on with the mission, because the mission doesn't always involve killing everybody you come across. I could just move on and complete the mission without killing these guys, but I thought I'd have a go at killing them. Which perhaps isn't the best idea, considering they have got an RPG, and I haven't.
Got a target over here. Zeke in view. Plain sight. Giving him a frag.
Frag isn't quite going to reach that far behind those sandbags, I don't think.
Team Alpha, move my direction.
So there you go, I've just lost my entire squad. I think it was an RPG that took them out on the corner.
What's going on?
Not focusing. So it's all in real time, so if you're focusing on your other team, if you're focusing on Alpha, Bravo team are still taking fire, so you have to bear in mind that this is all happening in real time and the action doesn't stop just because you're focused on the other team. And once again, another RPG, so I didn't learn my lesson. Lost my squad again.
If you face too many enemies to engage them safely, try suppression fire.
Alpha, move.
Well, let's give it another go.
Enemy in view.
So these guys are quite dug in, they're well armed, they're dug in, so I'm having difficulty taking them out.
Dude, bravo.
These guys are suppressing fire. And somebody else has just been taken down. So I'm really not doing very well here at all.
Need a minute. Get the mag.
There's still RPGs flying around. So I think Alpha Team died probably about 4 or 5 times.
Look out.
So I had to back them off.
Bravo, move out.
So what I've just done, I've set a fire zone over at the enemy and I'm making Bravo run, which again, not very good tactics running across the open like that.
Alpha, listen, move my direction.
But I don't think there's any point engaging these guys because they've got an RPG. I am going to get taken out a lot.
Point fire to my signal. Got some action.
Enemy spot. You should get behind a car.
So a bit later on I decided to move on.
Light fire coming in.
And here's a good example of cover that's just going to get blown to pieces quickly. They're behind wooden crates, which aren't going to last long. So I'm going to have to keep these guys moving, keep Bravo Team moving around. Otherwise they're going to get shot.
Target eliminated. Nice.
Retreat to cover.
Now this is a bit later on in the level where we enter a tank yard. So now we've got some armour and also we've got a guy with an RPG, so things are getting pretty dangerous here.
Yo, you think he saw us?
Yeah. I think he saw us. We should call the Bradley.
We have to take out that RPG. I'm not losing another Bradley this morning. Understood? That son of a bitch can only fire one team at a time. We should get Bravo up here.
So fire is being focused on Alpha Team, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to move Bravo into position and see if we can take out that RPG chap, because if we can take him down, the tank can only focus on one team at a time, obviously. If we can take that chap down there on the left, I think the tank spotted us.
Team Alpha, listen.
So what I'm going to have to do is draw the tank's fire, I think.
Give me a second.
So what we're going to do, we're going to pop some smoke, move Alpha Team to draw the fire from the tank. Hopefully this will work.
Alpha, listen, move.
The tank is now focused on Alpha Team and we can take this guy out, hopefully.
Enemy fire! 203. Enemy target front. Now!
Nicely done. So here comes some of our armour to take out the tank. So there's a brief look at Full Spectrum Warrior on the Xbox. I hope you enjoyed that. It really is a great game if you're into a bit of strategy and you are a bit bored with running around and shooting.
What's next? Things sure as hell can't get any more foobar than they are right now.
So thank you very much for watching the video. We'll catch you again very soon here in the Retro Shed. Take care. Hope you're all doing well. Catch you again soon. Bye bye.